Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Mr. Pastel here, and I'm out here on Mother's Day with Mother Earth. As you can see, I'm in Hunters Point South Park. There's the East River, and if I keep rotating, you can see the start of Newtown Creek. And I'm out here looking for birds because this is an ecosystem. Actually, there's some birds right there. I'll try to identify them. Every ecosystem is a combination of living things and non-living things. So the living things we call biotic factors, like the birds I'm looking for, and the non-living things we call abiotic factors. So even where I am right now, you can see many living and non-living things. I'll turn this camera around. So what are some of the non-living things or abiotic factors here? We have the rocks, we have the water, which is slightly salty, we have the sand, and what are some of the living things that I can see right here? I can see seaweed, I can see grasses, I can see bushes, I can see trees, but today we're focusing on birds. Alright, I moved a bit further in because there were too many humans where I was before. Humans are also a part of this ecosystem, but as you can see, I moved a little bit further in to the Newtown Creek area on a bench. So I snuck out onto some rocks, as you can see, and I'm away from humans, which is why I have my mask off. But I discovered a little part of this Newtown Creek ecosystem. I found a bird, so can you see, oh, you can see the rock pigeon behind me. I also see that there's some cat food that people leave here for the cats, which are an invasive species in this ecosystem. But one thing I'm disappointed by is all the litter and junk messing up this natural ecosystem. Yeah, you can see all the litter that's on this rock jetty right here. It's really bad for the native species. So humans, this is one thing humans need to work on, is messing up natural ecosystems, which is what we do a lot. Newtown Creek is one of the most polluted river ecosystems in the country, actually. But lately we've been trying to restore it. There's a cat hiding there, which is an invasive species. I'm gonna see if I can get closer so you guys can see it. Stray cat. Oh, there's two actually. There he is. Oh, three. They're running away. But I discovered a little cat ecosystem, or cats in the Newtown Creek ecosystem. Alright, so today I want to focus on more of the top of the ecosystem, and I'm going to focus on some native birds that populate Newtown Creek. So first we have the osprey, which is a native species, which means naturally it's always been here. But sometimes native species get in trouble. So this is the osprey. The osprey is kind of like a fish hawk, so it feeds on fish and it hangs out in the air and then it dives in up to 3 feet of water to catch them. So you may see them circling above you. So again, it hunts fish and you might see its nests, although humans have kind of encroached on their nest areas. So that's not good for the native osprey. Let's see what else we have. So I'm going to skip these because we're on birds today. Another bird that you might see around here is a white bird called the snowy egret, which is also a native species. The egret also eats fish. You can see it's walking around in shallow water in the picture, but it also eats shrimp, worms, crabs, frogs, and toads. So it lives in saltwater and freshwater wetlands. Newtown Creek has some salt in it, so you might see it walking around in the shallow water. So it kind of looks like a crane. It might walk around in the grassy areas. Another one that you've probably seen is the cormorant. Now these also fly around, but they're really good divers. You'll see them dive when they see a fish, and they're really good at swimming around hunting for the fish. But they also eat insects and crabs. And you might see them when they're sitting on maybe a piece of wood drying off their wings. I think a lot of you have seen the cormorant. I haven't seen this in Newtown Creek, but this is a really cool one because it's a small bird, the Belted Kingfisher. So as you can see in the picture, they hang out on branches and they look down into the water constantly. And when they see a small fish, they'll dive to get the fish. So you can see in that picture that the fish is like almost half the size of the kingfisher. Not birds, not birds. Oh, and we all know and love this bird, the rock pigeon, or the New York City pigeon. Now this is not a native species, but it's a species that came from somewhere else. But just because we're in a city, it kind of dominates this human ecosystem. They eat seeds, fruits, insects, human litter. Obviously, we've all seen these. And sometimes pigeons get eaten by hawks, gulls, and crows. And sometimes things like stray cats can also prey on pigeons. So those were just a few of the birds of the Newtown Creek ecosystem, but here's a poster that the Newtown Creek Alliance made called The Birds of Newtown Creek. And as you can see, there's lots more birds here that I'd like you to check out. I'm not going to go over every single one, but we have the American coot, gull, different types of gulls, American robin, great blue heron, great egret, different colors of heron, blue, green, semi-palmated plover, osprey, hawk, dove, kestrel, bufflehead, mockingbird, sandpiper. I could go on. But what I want you to do is open up this group of photos because we're going to do some virtual bird watching. And what I want you to do is to look for photos of birds and then use that poster to try to identify them. So virtual bird watching.